Looking forward to a change in the weather pattern this week. Way out there, there's another cloud as this perpetual North Atlantic storm track is finally going to release. Out at George's Bank today, there's a 6-foot swell with a little nor'easter peeling out way north of Bermuda, south of Nova Scotia. We may get a little ripple from that. There's a nice 2 to 4 foot swell, but the wind is still from the east. Finally, a wind shift is in the cards. Not that there's anything wrong with wind. Check out this action. Bruce Cowan took me out for a tour in Nantucket Harbor. This was Thursday. The wind was howling. Look at, great day for kite boarding. One of these days. Great day for kite surfing. Oh wait, that's windsurfing. Does anybody windsurf anymore? Obviously this person does, and he's got a helmet on. Should we wear helmets boarding? And then we had John Kerry suiting up on the shore. Little afternoon session on Saturday after a fishing tour with Matt Rienamo. We went south of Nantucket, caught a boatload of stripers. Anyhow, there was a 3-foot sea that day. The good news is the wind is shifting this week. It's going to come in from the west, and west is best if you like warm air. We haven't had too much of that this June. Temperature's going to go up, the wind's going to go offshore, but there's not going to be much of a swell left over. So it'll be SUP weather this week, and maybe a little longboard action, especially first part of the week. And there may be a weak front on Wednesday, and right ahead of that front, the temperature may jump to 95 to 100, even at the beaches, but there could be a real localized sea breeze. Otherwise, we're turning summery here for not so much Tuesdays in between day. Wednesday summery, Thursday summery, Friday summery, and then Saturday looks quiet. Looks like it'll cool off instead of the mid-90s, more like mid-70s or 80 on Saturday. A weak high pressure comes in with a light wind, and then on Sunday that high goes offshore. That'll probably mean a southeast wind on Sunday, and that usually means gray sky. And usually when we have a pretty Wednesday, it does turn a little quieter, or rather nastier on the weekend. Not saying nasty weekend, but Sunday there's potential for some cooler wet weather. May turn cool again next week. Got a clear sky here overhead, and that's great because we have a new moon coming up. Now the new moon means no moon, and also means high tides at midday. Those midday high tides will grow later in the afternoon as the moon gets bigger. Looking forward to a July 3rd full moon, fireworks and a full moon, and the tides of course run stronger. When you have a new moon, the high tide is at noontime, and when you have a full moon, the high tide is at noontime. So you can do the math on the tides. If we have a new moon and a full moon, high tide at noon, somewhere in there there's a low tide at noon. Roughly about, what, 7.5, 8 days or so. Looks good. Little summertime weather. For board living, Surf Ski Weatherman down by the shore. That's the Scituate Lighthouse.